Google is going to pick what I read. Remember when Google Assistant would actually pull up Google Assistant and not this awful generative AI chatbot? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I was really invested in getting Google to pick my book, and I will not be doing this going forward because I am very much against generative AI. So I had it pick two numbers, one being the page number on Libby, and the other one being how far down on that page I went. So it picked page 7, book 14, and everything went downhill from here. So the book that Google has picked for me on Libby is Hotter in the Hamptons by TINX. That's it. That's the whole author pen name, TINX. What I can gather from the description on Libby is that Lola had her life turned upside down and she's gone to the Hamptons for a summer retreat. Then she finds out that the person who is her next door neighbor in the Hamptons is a woman who wrote a scathing hit piece on her. Allie, I'm gonna learn how it's pronounced in the audiobook. And the first impression when I saw fashionista blogger, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this character at all. And then I saw that it's a bit of a rivals to lovers thing, which I could be open to. The only thing I filtered for on Libby was by LGBTQIA plus fiction, because I love LGB, little gay books. So I'm going to go start this little gay book. I'm going to start it on my drive home, and I'll check in with you when I get home on how far I've gotten into the book. Also, sorry I kept looking away. There's a birdie! Made it 40 minutes through the 10-hour audiobook. Book makes me feel old. A character has a 90s tortoiseshell claw clip. It's called Vintage by the narrator, so it's not even that. I mean, it's kind of like third person limited, so because we're only seeing Lola's thoughts, so it could be Lola thinking it's vintage, but 90s is not vintage. The main character is 29, about to turn 30, and having feelings about that, which is fun to read as a 32-year-old. I can read characters I don't identify with, but I'm not identifying with this main character, and I don't find her particularly interesting. But Google picked this book, so I'm gonna push through. All right, I just had an interview. I think it went well. Just sent the thank you message. It wasn't really an email because I didn't have an email. And I'm going to go pick up my boyfriend from work. I didn't want to listen to the audiobook on the way to work because the book is pissing me off, y'all. It's definitely a book I would have DNF'd by now if I weren't doing it for this challenge. So I'm going to listen to it on the way to pick him up. Back in the car with the terrible lighting. I listened to some more of the book last night while playing The Sims. The two main leads have met, and there is kind of a forbidden attraction thing going on. I'm trying to minimize spoilers here. And there was an open door explicit spicy scene between the main lead and her current partner. I like that some of the characters in the world also agreed that what the character was getting canceled for was silly and low stakes. I like that drama, like what she's getting canceled for specifically, isn't what's driving the conflict for the rest of the book. There's something else that happens that drives the rest of the conflict in the book. We're getting to the scene. We just got to the scene that is kind of the premise of the book, where the main character goes to the Hamptons and her next door neighbor is this woman who wrote the scathing article about her. I am feeling less irritated about the book because the book is not doubling down on what she got canceled for, which I appreciate. Without going into spoilers, the book, in this early part of the book, has a social commentary on influencers and trends and how people hop onto something and the irony of an article pointing that issue out and everybody hopping on to a reaction from the article. I think that commentary is very timely and very, and I think it was pretty well done. So I did like that part of the book. I'm gonna go to the store to grab some household goods and breakfast, and then I'm gonna go to the food bank. I'm gonna listen to the book, and I will check in at some point today. All right, I am done at the store. The lighting's much better over here, and got my breakfast. We've gotten to another open door spicy scene, and I paused it as I was coming into the parking lot because I've heard that people outside your car can hear it, and I had an experience like that a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't listening to anything untoward, thankfully. So I'm gonna wait till I get on the highway to start my book up again. But I have a feeling this is gonna be a multi-spicy book. I'll record a video real quick while I let the car air out. Went home, unloaded groceries from the food bank, took a nap, took a shower, and I'm gonna listen to the audiobook on the way to pick up my boyfriend from work, and we're gonna go play D&D. So we haven't played in forever. I think last session was pretty short from what I remember, so we're basically doing a dungeon crawl, and dungeon crawls take a lot of sessions. That's just the nature of dungeon crawls, but I'm having a ton of fun. I'm playing a barbarian, and it's been a while since I've played just a simple smash. I'm gonna listen to the audiobook, and I'll check in with you later. Right, boyfriend is picked up from work. I kept pausing the audiobook because there would be people driving by me with their windows down, and I had the windows down to air out the car, and it was a very spicy scene, so I was very aware of everybody around me. Thankfully, I was very glad the spicy scene didn't last much longer. I'm mostly invested in the plot. My issue is the character is a high fashionista, and I don't need to be a high fashionista. I don't need to be the same career or anything as a character to enjoy the character. What's frustrating is the character will say things that I have no context for, and even it's third person limited, so we could spend time narrating things to make the audience member, the reader, know more of what's going on, but we're not. So like, why are we spending time in third person limited? Like, if we're gonna have such a limited viewpoint, and just put it in first person, because I'm honestly kind of frustrated that this is in third person versus first, which is crazy because I usually prefer third person, but for this book I really feel like it would have been better in first. Yeah, and I'm frustrated at the things I don't understand, and the lack of explanations. There's a Kate store that opened, don't know who that is. It said something about a part of New York is called Bushwick University, colloquially, because everybody there is 18. I don't know what Bushwick University means. I don't know if that's the name of the town, and that's why it's called university. It's frustrating as a reader when I don't have the context in this world at all, and author isn't spending any time to try to help me learn these things. So that's kind of where I'm at in the book so far. Horror, I'm doing dishes in the morning. That's a shutdown activity. Opening activities should be things like, I don't even know what opening activities are supposed to be. Shock and horror. Anyways, I'm doing my shutdown activities in the morning. Making breakfast, and I'm gonna listen to the audiobook. Like, I am invested in the romance storyline. I like romance. It's not hard to get me invested in romance. I don't care about this main character that much. I don't care about her problems. I don't care about her worry about social media. I get, ironically, like, I know I'm trying to make a career out of social media, but I don't care about her struggles with social media. All right, I am taking a break from our millionaire straight girl lesbian romance, and I am just really feeling the need to read something physical. I just want to get cozy and just want to read something physical. I was going to go to the library, but thanks to fascism, the hours are cut and they are closed right now. So I'm going to be reading what I got as a Christmas present, No One Aboard by Emmy McGuire. I believe I got this, got this signed. Yes, it's got my name and got her signature there. So my signed copy. This is written by a local author who is a playwright who has written, directed, and acted in her own musical, Legend of Anne Bonny, which I saw opening night, and it was incredible, so I'm very excited to read this book by her. Oh, no. I don't have a bookmark.
Oh, no. I guess we'll just have to keep reading. Can't stop without a bookmark.
I know I had like a bunch, and I don't know where they all went. Are there any on the table over there?
Bookmark.
Thank you.
You just have to read it all at once, I guess.
Depending on how good it is, I might. I know I read the first Hunger Games book all in one sitting overnight. I could not tell you if I took bathroom breaks. I was engrossed from page 1. Suzanne Collins is just such a good writer. So, almost finished with chapter 1. Some things feel a little on the nose. I do like that we get into the action right away. I do like that we have an explanation for why this character is doing something dangerous. But this line literally made me roll my eyes. In the mirror, his own reflection stared back at him, interrupted only by a string of crimson words that had been written on the glass. The next part is the line that made me roll my eyes. A weight dropped anchor inside his stomach. I feel like we're going really hard with a lot of the boat symbolism super early, and I feel like less is more, but that's honestly a personal preference thing. It doesn't objectively make the book good or bad. Went to the pharmacy, gotta wait 15 minutes for them to fill my prescriptions. I'm playing a game on my phone. I don't want to go into the store. I don't have the money to shop anyway, if we're going to be honest. Going to play a game on my phone, and I'm going to listen to the audiobook because I haven't listened to it at all today. So I'm going to listen for about 15 minutes while I wait for my prescriptions. I am in the car. I am in the parking lot. I am going to listen to it through my phone speaker just because this has been a very spicy book, and I'm not trying to broadcast that to a grocery store parking lot that's crowded on a Sunday. Right. It is taking me a while to get through this book. I don't think I'm even halfway through yet. And it's a romance book. It shouldn't take this long. I'm invested in the plot a little bit. I'll have a question about the plot and I'll be invested. And then we get the answer and I'm like, okay, I don't care anymore because I don't care about these characters. Ugh. It's not an objectively bad book by any means. Editing overdue opinion to check in here. I'm about to share some more of my thoughts in the next clip here. And after I'm out of this shirt and I'm in the blue dress, those are old clips that don't fully reflect how I feel now, but I still want to share my initial thoughts. It has been about a week now since I finished the book, and yeah, my opinion about it being an objectively bad book has changed. I don't know about objective because we all have biases, and the idea of objectively good or bad in literature is an idea I've been grappling with for a while, so that's a whole other can of worms. But I would say it's not a great book. After having finished it and reflecting on it, I have lots of issues with it, which my thoughts will be coming out soon. It's a cute little sapphic romance. It's a cute little straight girl dealing with questioning her sexuality. And usually I love a cute little romance, but I don't care about this main character's problems. As I've said before, I don't need to relate to a main character, but I need to care about the main character. Even, care about a main character in a I don't like her kind of way, and I want to watch her to struggle through the book as I don't like her, watch her grow, watch me change my opinion on her, but I don't care. I'm gonna listen to the book and I'm gonna do some chores, and that's what we're gonna do, and then I'll be studying for my CDL permit. Another smut scene. If I cared about these characters, I would be interested. They're written well. The description's good. The tension is good. I just don't care about these characters. That was a cute line. I'm debating between playing some games on my phone and listening to the audiobook or reading this. Or I might do the audiobook first and then read this, but I'm definitely going to take a nap. I waited too long to actually close my eyes and try to take a nap, and I missed my window. Dishes are washed. There's a load of laundry going. And I did therapy. I'm sleepy. So I've discovered the whole ghostwriter collaborator controversy around this book, and I'm already like I've made it very clear from the beginning I'm not liking this book, and the more the book goes on, the less and less I like it. And the author just name dropped her own podcast in the book for, oh my gosh, it'd be so exciting if this main character got onto her podcast. Ugh, it just feels gross. The book is not a romance. TINX, when promoting her book, says it's not a straight romance in more ways than one. One being it cannot be fully classified as a romance because it breaks one of the pillars of what makes a romance a romance. Thousands of people on Libby have marked it as a romance, and in their defense, I don't think there's a romantic subplot option on the categories on Libby, and those are user submitted. It has a romantic subplot. It is not a romance. I am going to do something I have not seen TINX do, which is elevate her ghostwriter and talk about her ghostwriter's books. Her latest book is Long Island Girls by Gabrielle Korn. It is a coming-of-age story set in the 2000s, and the Goodreads website says that there's indie music in the book, so I'm assuming it's going to be talking about indie music, might be talking about some real indie artists. I have not read the book, but I'm at the very least going to talk about her book when I'm talking about TINX. So, Long Island Girls by Gabrielle Korn. I might pick that up and do a review on it. That concludes the vlog for Hotter in the Hamptons by TINX. Overall, I think I didn't enjoy this book for a variety of reasons. I am working on another video where I talk about my issues with the book and dive deeper into the controversies around the ghostwriter collaborator thing, and I share my thoughts on that. I want to do more videos like this. I'm not going to be doing the Google AI chatbot. We'll just use like a random number generator website or something that doesn't use generative AI. If you have a category on Libby that you would like me to filter by and then use the random number generator to pick a book, please let me know. I have actually just started doing this method to just find books that I enjoy out of any genre I'm interested in reading at the time, and so far I think it's working pretty well. So I would love to explore more books, more genres through this, so I'd really love to know what genre or category or both you'd like me to filter Libby through, and that I can read through a random number generator.